Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley.
And I'm Coach Jay.
I really sat as that intro was playing, and I was like, I'm just going to calmly say it this time. And then, boom, as soon as the green light hits, we're off to the races. We got another film breakdown. Today, we're going to be talking about four-star linebacker Chris Cole out of Salem, Virginia. I only got a couple of more of these coming. We're going to do this one today. We're going to drop Jordan Ross next weekend, and then we're moving into football season. Fall camp will be here this coming Wednesday, so that's going to be the focus, and then we'll kind of dive back into recruiting. We're going to continue to talk recruiting, but the film breakdown's probably more in January. Start digging into the class of 25. Recruiting never stops, but we're going to talk about four-star linebacker Chris Cole. You can see there on the screen, he's out of Salem, Virginia. Right out of the gate, Coach Jay, if he committed, if Tennessee was able to land Chris Cole, best linebacker in this class, over Edwin Spillman and Jordan Burns?
Whew, that would be that would be quite the feat, man. I've said it once, I've said it a million times on here, Boogie. I love the evaluations our coaches have done with this linebacker crew. I love all the kids we got on campus, whether it be Arian Carter or Jeremiah T-Lander, or shoot, even Beasley. I know he won't be around much longer, but I just love what Coach Murray has done with these linebackers. I love what we've done recruiting the linebackers. Hey, I'm high on Spillman. I like the way Chris Cole looks a lot. Jordan Burns, certainly enjoyed doing his breakdown. Kid's got a nasty disposition, and our linebackers are very central to our defense, just like the star position and the edge is very central to our defense. So it's a position of extreme need in our scheme.
If you look at the industry rankings there on three, four-star linebacker, almost top 50 player, 53rd ranked player nationally, top 5 linebacker, number 1 player out of the state of Virginia. Something I like. He's out of Salem, Virginia. Guess who else is out of Salem, Virginia? That is Tennessee commit 4-star running back Peyton Lewis. They're high school teammates. As of right now, as you're watching this, Chris Cole should be on campus taking an official visit at Tennessee. Peyton Lewis supposed to be with him. I like that. I saw a quote where Chris Cole was kind of laughing, saying, "Hey, we'll be on the practice field." And Peyton Lewis is like, "So, what do you think about Tennessee? You going to come down there with me?" So I like that. Peer recruiting. Top 8, Miami, Georgia, Tennessee, Virginia Tech, Notre Dame, Penn State, USC, and Alabama. Sounds like Georgia has the momentum, but I like the fact that Chris Cole wants to come to Tennessee, take in that visit. Simmons Scoop, this was from just a couple of days ago. Says Chris Cole is closing in on a decision. One is expected in August, so Tennessee will likely be the last school to have Cole on campus. The Vols had the Virginia linebacker in Knoxville in the spring, so Tennessee will look to make a big move this weekend heading into the visit. Georgia is viewed as the favorite. Miami and Georgia Tech are 2 more schools in the running for Cole. Tennessee is hoping to quickly emerge as a strong contender after this clip. Look, I dropped a video yesterday on Chris Cole, kind of diving more into the recruiting side of things. Make sure you go back and watch that. This is going to be more about the film breakdown, and we're going to jump right into this thing, but you guys know what to do. Smash the thumbs up just below the video. It's quick, free, easy. We would appreciate it. If it's your first time watching the channel, we preach that we are not experts, we're not insiders, but we're blessed by Coach Jay, who coaches football out in California, to come on and do a little film breakdown. You guys dig the series. If you like it, subscribe, click the bell for notifications, all that fun YouTube stuff. And shout out to the members of the channel, man. You guys are starting to flood in. It's football season, and the members start coming back. Hit the join button down below. $1. That is all we're asking. $1 a month. You get a custom Talkin VAWLS emojis, fan call-in shows, all kinds of fun perks and benefits. That's how this guy over here ended up on the channel, because he was a member. He came on for the fan call-ins, and then I put him to work. So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to take a look at some tape on Chris Cole right out of the gate. Play number 1. What do we got, Coach?
Yeah, absolutely. We got a a bunch formation to the bottom of the screen. Defense is in a 3-3-5. Chris is going to be at the bottom of the screen. There we go. We got a nice circle minus the big dog status. What we're going to get here is a flat here. So when this Y wide receiver that's at the very front of the bunch comes through, our job is going to be to redirect him or to get hands on him, just kind of push him to where we want him, pass him along. If he's going to be going to the outside, we might follow him if we have flat or contain. If he's going inside, we're going to want to redirect him into our Mike linebacker in the middle of the field. Boogie, if you want to go ahead and just play till we get that contact with that front wide receiver at the front of the bunch, we can go ahead and just take a look at Chris kind of squat in, nice push pull, beautiful. Redirects him inside right to his linebacker, so his linebacker could get hands on, get physical with him inside. If he needs to redirect him over to the Sam linebacker, he can do that as well. Cole here is going to have outside. He needs to redirect that way and move on. And Boogie, if you want to go ahead and take it a little bit further, as well as he starts to follow that slot wide receiver that was behind him into the flat here. We just watch the quick redirect, and we'll pop, nice hands on. Just I love how he's not afraid to redirect both route patterns. A lot of linebackers, cornerbacks will redirect that first wide receiver to come through their zone and then instantly forget about their redirect and just go into coverage. But he gets bam, hands on, hands on. It lets him know I'm here. And when Boogie lets this go, guys, I want you to bear it in mind. This is a big kid, right? This is a big linebacker, 6'2". I think I saw 210 on the other screen. I've seen as high as 225 from this guy, but you can tell he's got the frame to really put on some good weight and good strength. And he's naturally a big looking, got a real nice linebacker body. And just the athleticism that he breaks to the flat here. He's got those long Gumby arms too that we talked about with Kai Bates. So, Boogie, go ahead and let it go. Let's watch him escape to these flats. We see the little amount of space between him and the wide receiver, and we'll watch that quick pop redirect, pop, sticks with him. Those long Gumby hands, man. He's just got those big mitts, gets his hands on it. House call. Good looking adapting guys. So you got to adapt with it. Linebackers used to do nothing but stop the run. You got to play pass too. So we are going to watch this next play. We're going to get a similar formation from the offense. It's going to be a bunch formation. We got a little bit of a motion from the wide receiver back. We got to watch of course, the swing pass or possibly even the speed option to the top side of the screen. Jordan's going to be playing that same will linebacker. And Boogie, if you want to let it go to about we'll call it the 43-second mark, we can talk about what we get here out of this flat coverage. All right, once again, he pops in, kind of just taps him lightly on that seam. Doesn't need to redirect him to the linebacker since he's already got the slot wide receiver going there. So he just kind of gets a hands on him, lets him know, hey, you're going to the safety. We're good. Pops on him right there. Perfect free spot. That play's covered up right there. Now you have a little bit of a levels concept running behind it. And Boogie, if you let it run maybe 2-3 seconds more, just a little bit more, you'll see him start to fade out to that deeper level because it's easier to go forward than it is backwards on a football field. So he sits in on that secondary flat level, number 7 behind him. He can always move forward. We're going to see the quarterback check down to the safety valve flat down below. And let's watch him cover that up and get to the bottom second down flat. Quickly switches, great closing speed. Makes a nice hit on the ball. You know the slogan, guys. Needs to. I believe he knocked it out there as well, Boogie. Very well done by Mr. Chris Cole.
So you talked about at the beginning of this play, right? And something that the video I dropped yesterday, reading the scouting report, they talked a lot about his football IQ. Some people like when you get nerdy. Some people say, why are we talking so much about the formations? Because I love to hear it. I think the nerds want to hear you deep dive it. You talk about motion and, he's thinking flats and all the things that are going through his head. So right here, boom, as we pause it, you're Chris Cole. You're back in the glory days, looking all shredded. I've seen the throwback pictures of Coach Jay out there running the pick six, taking it to the house. What's going through Coach Jay's head right now if you are in Chris Cole's shoes? You got a running back coming in motion based on the trips formation, what you see. Let's run it down step by step by step. What's going through your head?
First of all, I love that he hasn't slid out right? So, because even if he's man right now, which he's not, he's in the zone, but he just keeps his feet steady right now. And as the linemen start to stand up, he doesn't take a true bounce step, but he does kind of stand up with it. He knows if that running back swings out of the backfield that he can close on it. He's very comfortable in his closing speed. I would be very comfortable. Maybe not the closing speed of Mr. Chris Cole back in my day, but once again, as a linebacker, you always feel good going forward. So that swing pass is in your mind. And once again, what I'm thinking is, okay, I've bounced up. I'm looking at the quarterback. The first player that comes into my face mask, my my face mask, I want to see him and I want to pop him and redirect him to my help on the field, and just really utilize everything you can. I know I have flats right here, so I got to guard flats. They're going to try to option me in some way. Usually, here it's from the swing pass and the levels, flat levels concept right here. Just a beautiful job of airing out and keeping his hips open. He has a feel for pass coverage because he didn't see when you watch that play, he didn't see that flat level behind him. He felt that with the quarterback, where his quarterback's eyes were, where his shoulders would. He felt that he needed to settle in the zone a little deeper. As a linebacker, we always feel like we need to be closest to the ball, right? We need to be right at the ball. I always preach to our linebackers, you always need to settle a little bit deeper than you think you do, right? And right there, it's almost like his coach or his own linebacker IQ kicked in and he knew I need to settle a little deeper. And you've seen what happened. The quarterback saw this is a pick. If I throw that deeper flat where I want to go, it's a pick. I need to hit the check down, and as soon as he turns to throw that check down, boom, I'm breaking on the ball, and it's highlight real time, man. I'm putting a hit on him, possibly knocking the ball out. I'm thinking Danico Slaughter versus Kentucky, man. I want to go pop that ball out, and I want to put a highlight reel on in front of the cheerleaders.
Something that seems to be an ongoing theme. You mentioned it. Football IQ was in the scouting report. Something else they talked about is his ability in pass coverage. And that seems to be a theme as we break down every single one of these linebackers, whether they've committed to Tennessee or gone elsewhere. Every linebacker target seems to be good in pass protection, or excuse me, in pass coverage. How much better is that going to make these linebackers? Because I feel like the Tennessee linebackers, since Josh Heupel came here, have been very good in the run game, and they struggle in pass coverage. And we are seeing a reoccurring theme here of these guys that Josh Heupel, Tim Banks, Brian Jean-Marie are recruiting better in pass coverage.
Yeah, you're seeing more athletic linebackers as the position continues to evolve, and you're seeing big and fast linebackers recruited by this coaching staff, and it's really exciting. I know anyone who's been watching our team, man. Early in the year, we were getting beat over the center a lot by slants. We were getting hit with those little dink and dunk flats underneath, and then they lull us to sleep maybe and get a bigger one, but certainly getting better in pass coverage has been an emphasis. It's something we've seen. I mentioned the other night that Beasley has gotten much better at. That Banks uh, got a little bit better at it, but still leaved a little bit to be desired. No doubt. We'll see how the kid from BYU comes along, but the faster and bigger they get, the more they can sink into pass coverage, the more they can play a zone, the more they can stop and create an umbrella and still come up and play aggressive against the run with big reads. But I'll tell you what, the more pass coverage you play with your linebackers, the better your defensive ends have to be. They got to be able to get to that quarterback. And I'll tell you what, we've had a little bit of a luxury lately, and I don't want to ring any alarm bells, but when we talk about players like Cam Franklin or a big dominant nose tackle or your big John Hendersons out there, right, from back in the day, it's nice to have a kid who can plug up A gap to A gap, and so that you don't have to, concern yourself with sending a missile through the A gap every time from your middle position.
Got a few more plays here from four-star linebacker Chris
Mm-hmm.
Cole out of Salem, Virginia. We're going to take a look at. If you guys are still hanging out with us, make sure you smash the thumbs up if you haven't. I'm going to keep reminding you. I'm going to probably remind you 3 more times. So just go ahead and get it out of the way now. We would appreciate it. Also, if you like this film breakdown series, there's a little thanks button down below. It's like a tip in the old tip jar, like a super chat on a video. We appreciate all the support that you guys give us. Coach A, we're moving on 127.
Yeah, we can talk a little bit about speed erasing mistakes too, and that's certainly something we've been harping on is that SEC speed that we need to change this defense. Here we got an aces, so one wide receiver to each side, I formation, strong right from the offense here. Cole is going to be the will linebacker at the top of your screen, so the most outside linebacker that you have on top of your screen. And Boogie, if you could capture it, you might have to play a second or two and replay it. Cole takes a bad read step here. It's almost like he steps and then switches the legs back. See if you can capture that for me. This is what you don't want to do as a linebacker here. Play just a little further past the point. Yeah, he just steps forward and then steps back and switches his feet. We never want false steps out of our linebacker. It puts us 100% out of position. And what's happened here is we've gotten some out kick blocks, and then there's a guard pulling right now on this counter play. And because you've had a bad read step, the guard has beaten you and he's coming around that tackle's edge. The guard was pulling right to left across your screen. And since he was late with his steps, since he was bad, that pulling guard has beaten him to his spot. Now, what's crazy here is Chris is just so dang fast, long, and athletic. Somehow he just beats him there anyways, and he erases the mistake. Boogie, go ahead and let it play, and we'll see him get to that contain edge anyway. But when you have that kind of speed, you can erase some mistakes out there. Just a bad lead step, gets out, gets a shoestring tackle so that he keeps contained. Coach Marie will fix that kind of a bad step, and usually Chris has a good read step. I don't want to pick on him too much, but nevertheless, you need to get that down. All right, moving on. We got aces, double wing, pistol formation here. We're gonna get kind of more of a flat coverage again. Obviously, Chris has the arrows pointed at him at the bottom of the screen. Still in a 3-3-5 look with Chris Cole playing the will linebacker position here. And Boogie, if you could just play a second or two here, just a second or two, so we can watch his lead and see what he does here with the wing back sitting in front of him. Once again, gets hands on him. I always will love that and keep preaching about it. Gets hands on him. It gets you in their grill, right? In their personal space. So he's going to keep following this play along. And Boogie, if you could just kind of play pause it as he follows this this flat route from the wing back. And what you want to notice is he stays with them in the flat. You can keep going slowly and slowly, stays with them in the flat. But once he decides that this is covered, he goes. A lot of linebackers get caught in no man's land. Once he decides, go ahead and play it through the hit. He decides, he goes, right? He knows that flat can't be gone. He turns on those jets. He uses those big, long arms, those long legs, that closing speed. No indecisiveness. When you're a linebacker, you get caught in no man's land, you're going to get beat. If he goes, and he gets in front of that flat, they're just going to throw that flat behind you. If you decide to go, if you decide to break your coverage to make a play on that quarterback, you darn well sure better be set in your ways and go for it. I have chewed many a linebacker's behinds for getting caught in no man's land. Make a decision and ride with it.
We talked about SEC speed earlier. I think Chris Cole definitely has SEC speed according to the scouting report. He's a track guy too. Let's see, Nike Indoor Nationals in the 60-meter hurdles and 55-meter hurdles, runs a 40 in 4.6 seconds as a linebacker. You talked about his size. He's listed at 210 on 3. You said what? You saw 220, 225.
Mm-hmm.
The frame to add another 20 pounds, get up to 240, 235, 240, somewhere around in there. Keep that 4.6 speed. What is SEC speed? You think 4.6 as a linebacker is sufficient? He showed closing speed right there. Like you said, once he committed, runs downhill, he got there in a hurry. I think he's got the SEC speed we're looking for.
Yeah, 4.6 is serviceable. I would love to see 4.58, but 4.6 is certainly workable in the Southeastern Conference.
Got a couple of more plays here. Moving on to 221.
Okay, yeah, we got I formation again. Now, you'll notice right here, Cole is playing safety right here, ladies and gentlemen. So obviously they feel very comfortable with him against play action. It probably shows that the team they're playing with is a running team. We saw him in I formation earlier. Here we see him in the same aces I formation,
Like a Monday
strong
night.
right. Yeah. There you go. Running power, right? You know, we're going to get, I think, every Tennessee fan's favorite play, a naked bootleg, the old Peyton Manning naked boot here, right? And Boogie, if you just want to play it till about the mesh point, maybe here of the fake handoff, maybe a second or two as the quarterback starts to round that naked boot. Let's watch his feet step back, maybe just a second more. Step backs. Once he closes, once again, guys, now I want you to pay attention to something. His cornerback is sealed, right? He is sealed by that X wide receiver at the top of the screen, or apologies, Z wide receiver at the top of the screen. He's sealed. So if he hits that outside edge before Cole gets there, game over. Touchdown, 6 points, celebrating with his doggies and all those good programisms, right? Not too much to talk about after that, except we've got about, 10 yards of closing speed, or certainly need to beat him to the edge. Bogey, let's take a look at how Chris Cole tracks this play down here. Just stays, you can just tell how long he is, even though he doesn't fully sprint. He just collapses very quick. Step back, pop in, close, in a hurry. Loss of 2 yards on that play, guys. He didn't even meet him at the true angle. He met him in the backfield. Very impressive closing speed from Chris Cole. Moving right along here, we got a double back set from running back and a fullback in the backfield. We got twins, not twins, sorry. Yeah, twins, staggered twins. That purple is blending in the sideline a little for me. Staggered twins to the top of the screen. And we're going to get a counter on this play right here. And what we're going to get, and if Boogie can capture it at about the 233 mark, there's going to be a pulling guard here. He's going to be pulling left to right across the screen. The left guard is going to be pulling left to right. And the fullback in the backfield, they're going to combo block him. And man, he's going to get popped in the mouth by that pulling guard and popped in the mouth by that fullback simultaneously at about the 233 mark. And man, I'll tell you, they put a lick on him. Let's go ahead and take it to about that 233 mark when that pulling guard comes across and that fullback, boom, put a pop on him, right? Blew him up, absolutely blew him up. And Boogie, after you get that pause point, maybe just let a tick or two more come off. Watch him recover for this. He recovers perfectly, pushes off, barely gives up space, and then completely does the old swing down tackling drill where you rip them, turn them around. Just extreme violence on the recover. It was almost like he was pissed off that he got a hit put on him, and he said, "Nope, BS. I do the hitting around here. I'm going to put a licking on you. I'm going to recover. I'm going to get 2 hard outbursts of energy on a single play. Great hustle, great speed, great athleticism. Come home, Chris Cole. We're building something special in this linebacker room. Come home."
No, there's a lot of momentum out there with Georgia. Again, the Georgia Recruiting Insider put in the prediction, but he did it ahead of the visit. So how does this visit go? Chris Cole on campus right now. How much can Peyton Lewis influence him? Man, I tell
Mm,
you, I know you have been harping on this linebacker room, this linebacker unit, but I look at the young guys, the Arian Carters, the Jalen Smiths, the Jeremiah T. Landers, and then this class
mm,
on top of it, to add Burns, add Edwin Spillman, and then, all we talked about was Edwin Spillman and what a stud he is. And he is. I'm so excited about
yeah.
Edwin Spillman to give you a grasp. And I know rankings and numbers aren't everything. Edwin Spillman just squeaked inside the on 300. He is 300th overall as a prospect. You look at Chris Cole, he's a top 50 player, man. This is a difference maker. Georgia
Hmm.
wants him. Georgia's pursuing. We will see what kind of momentum Tennessee can get here. Guys, that's going to do it for this edition of the Film Breakdown. Make sure you smash the thumbs up. You want a little bit more in-depth look at the recruiting, check out the video I posted yesterday. More content coming your way this week. We're going to be live Wednesday night. Eric Kane's going to be in the house. It is go time. Fall camp kicks off Wednesday. It counts. It's for real. It's time to play some football, boys. So come hang out with us. I'll be live Monday night. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. If you're new to this channel, buckle up because we're about to have some fun this football season. He's Coach Jay. My name is Boogie Bentley. This is the Talkin VAWLS Network. Go Big Orange.